Hey guys, welcome back. You know how it is. We have the budget decks video for the theme Chronicle event, where we are firstly going to take a look at the loner decks, and then afterwards I have two decks that you can also build very budget. Take this event, get all the gems, get this weird whatever this is, Field Center, Mate Space, Argenics, Turing. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I have to say it kind of looks cool. So let's firstly take a look at the loner decks. As always, we have three of our choosing. The first is a Seismic Meteor Blast, a Dinosaur, a Jurrac one, and I have to say these Jurrac cards that came out, or Jurrac cards as they are being called, they totally flew by my radar. I'm not even sure what they are doing, but this looks kind of like Nibiru, and actually if this got a Synchro Summon, destroy all cards on the field, also sounds like Nibiru, but it also destroys the entire board. I think we can also synchro on our opponent's turn. This guy can. During the main or battle phase, you can, after this effect, synchro summon one dinosaur monster using cards you control. We also have this one, also crazy one, Jurrac Impact. If you control dinosaur monster with 2/5 or more attack, destroy all cards on the field. So if you can set up the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which is already a very strong card, together with this, which it might be searchable, let me know, guys, the people that play Jurrac, maybe you know whether you can search this. I'm assuming you can, because this is just a one-off in the deck. And yeah, we have good starter cards in here, like the Fossil Dig. We have Triple Nibiru as our non-engine, which I kind of like. This is a high impactful hand trap. Obviously, if you can build the deck yourself because you have the cards yourself, then go ahead and build it a bit different. Put in more non-engine. 3 non-engine in this big of a deck is obviously way too little non-engine, and here's way too much engine. Also, cards that you don't need as starters. Basically, I don't think you want to have. I guess Gronzino could kind of work, but there are definitely cards in here that you don't want to have like multiples of. We have the Miscellaneosaurus together with the Soul Eating Oviraptor. Very strong. After this has resolved, the dinosaur monsters are basically unaffected, which obviously is very great, especially if you can set up these board clearing capabilities afterwards. Not quite sure how good the deck is going second. I'm assuming not that much. There, your Nibiru might be a bit better. Maybe this counters the going second weakness of the deck. I think this is kind of solid. I'm just not the biggest fan of this non-engine lineup here, and I think that the loner decks that I will show you, or not the loner decks, but the pre-created decks that I will show you might be a bit better than this one, for example. The next one we have is the Way of Bushido. Ours is the Way of Bushido. I have shown you the Six Samurai deck in my best decks for this event, because I think if you have like an optimized version of this, it's pretty nice. Funnily enough, this kind of looks like my version, but with less non-engine, which unfortunately makes it once again worse. We have Imperm, which Imperm is great. I love Imperm, love me some Imperm. We have the Six Samurai Shien and also the other new boss monster guy here, so that's kind of nice. And other than that, this kind of looks like the list I showed you in the best decks. If you have not seen that video, it is in the top right corner. We are obviously playing our one Gateway of the Six, Rota. We have our search card in Shien's Smoke Signal, but unfortunately I think that it's just, oh, we have an Ash Blossom here. I didn't recognize, we are playing Ash Blossom and Infinite Permanence in here. Okay, that is already me liking this deck more than the Jurrac deck. And once again, the Jurrac Dinosaur deck as well as the Six Samurai deck, these are definitely decks that you need to understand in order to play. But yeah, just like the fact that we have like 6 non-engine cards in here, I think makes this already a better deck. I would definitely love 12 non-engine cards, maybe even 15. Not quite sure if this deck could even afford it if we could build it ourselves. I'm not super familiar with the Six Samurai stuff, but yeah, I would definitely go for the Six Samurai one before I would go for the Jurrac Dinosaur one. Maybe you can first turn kill your opponent. I'm not quite sure. Six Samurai enjoyers, let me know in the comments. This I am not quite sure about. And then we have Great Oceanic Convoy, which is our Plunder Patrol deck. Once again here with the triple Imperm, triple Ash Blossom, and we have a Breaker, Harpy's Feather Duster. That's kind of nice, kind of neat. We also have Card Destruction. Not quite sure where the synergy is here. Card Destruction with the Plunder Patrol cards is so helpful. If this card is sent from the hand or monsters onto the graveyard. Okay, and all of them have this if this card is in your graveyard. Okay, if this card is sent from the hand. Okay, that's kind of nice. This actually enables a lot of plays then. We also have the Salvage, where we can basically basically recycle our resources, get them back to hand, maybe discard them again. We have our field spell 3 times. We have a pot here, which is nice for consistency. This I like, but then again, consistency is not the problem of these loner decks because they already have totally unnecessary amount of non-engine, as I already pointed out. We have all the important exo deck ships here, and I think that Plunder Patrol, if you know how to play the deck, is very, very strong, a very grindy deck that if you once have established these ships here, it is actually very hard to break. So I would say in terms of power ceiling, power level when it comes to our 3 loner decks that we have available here this time around, the Plunder Patrol deck is, in my opinion, the best one. Afterwards, I would go for the 6 Hammer one, and then I would go for the Dinosaur Jurrac one. But obviously, this also depends on whether you know how to play the deck. For example, if you know how to play the Dinosaur deck, then it might be the way better pick than all of these other ones right here. But once again, the Great Oceanic Convoy would be my choice. But now I will show you 2 decks that you can also build basically for free and that are very nice. So the first one is a deck that we, in a lot of events, have available to us, also in link events, for example. Which is the Salamangreat deck. And the good thing about the Salamangreat deck is that we can just buy 3 times the structure deck, the starter deck that you can buy in the shop, and then we can build this deck. Oh, I've just seen the Weasel isn't allowed actually here, so you would maybe substitute the Weasel with something else, maybe more non-engine. I'm assuming you most likely do not have an account where you only have all the base hand traps, but you can see that I basically put in all the non-engine stuff that you can get for free in these bundle packs here. And then we only need 3 times the starter deck because we need the Cyanide Mining at 3, and we want more Salamangreat Cyanide Wolves. I guess we don't need 3 necessarily, but all of these ultra rares that you can see right here you can get for free, or kind of free. Obviously the non-engine, these aren't free, but you can get them from the bundle packs, which I consider kind of free. We are playing an Effect Veiler here, we are playing Duel and Lockbird because, yeah, maybe you have more Effect Veilers, maybe you have more Ash Blossoms, maybe you have, I don't know, Mulch Armies, whatever. This Droll is more like a substitute card for other non-engine cards. So if you have other non-engine that you want to play, just substitute this Droll here. Then we are playing 1 Salamangreat Mir, 1 EMP Meow Mine as an extender. This is kind of nice. Oftentimes in Salamangreat you want 2 bodies on the field to basically extend your plays. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the Synchro package here, but this is okay. Then we are playing 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Ash Blossom. Once again, you can get them for free. A triple Flame Buffalo. Normally we don't want to play triple of this, but here we have to do some stranger stuffs. Obviously, if you have other Salamangreat cards like the ultra rare ones, then you could definitely build this deck more competitively, but this is basically for free. We have our Ghost Planet Haunted Mansion, 2 Salamangreat Foxy, triple Salamangreat Gazelle, our best starter, 3 Salamangreat Spinny. We have 1, and this is only like a suggestion, Code of Soul. I think Code of Soul is very strong in this deck, but once again, this is an ultra that doesn't really belong here, so you could just put this out, put in more non-engine. We have triple Lady Debug, another good starter, 1 Salamangreat Falco, and 1 Jack Jaguar. You can get a Raigeki for free, which is why I put this in here. A nice board breaker that can definitely help you win games if you go second. Then we have Cyanide Mining at 3. This is definitely a must-have. The triple Tactic Talents that you can get with the bundle pack. Salamangreat Sanctuary, you can search this with your Bailings, which is why we only need this once. Then Will of the Salamangreat, a very strong card that can basically fill up our field. Our search card, Salamangreat Circle, we want this at 3. Very strong card. Salamangreat Charge, a good card that we only need 1 of. And then we have this 1 Infinite Permanence that you can get for free. Obviously, if you have more, put in more. This is a no-brainer. I think I don't have to mention this. And then we are playing Salamangreat Roar. Normally you would only need 1 Salamangreat Roar, but I think we can also play 2. It's obviously searchable via the Sunlight Wolves effect, but sometimes it can be nice opening another one if you can't get to the effect, because sometimes, I don't know, your Bailings gets impermed or something, you can't get to the field spell, and then you won't get this counter trap. And it's basically a free counter trap if you control a Salamangreat Link monster. So for example, getting stuck on the Bailings would also allow you to activate this if you just hard draw it, which is why I think you can definitely use this. We have 1 Mirage-Stalio, then 1 Number, 106 Giant Hand, triple Salamangreat Bailings. Once again, all of this is in the deck, or this one is also for free. The Raster Liger, for example, you will get this through the campaign missions. We have 1 Nightmare Phoenix, we have a triple Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, 1 Hita, because we might also face other like Salamangreat decks, and we can steal Ash Blossoms, for example, from our opponent. 1 Splash Mage, a very important card to climb up in your link place here. You can make this with 2 bodies, and then you get another body, so you can go up to building 3 Transcode Talker, we have 2 Salamangreat Heat Leo, and then the Rasta Liger. Salamangreat pretty solid here, and I think I would probably go for this over the loner decks, especially if you have more non-engine cards here, because then you can just craft a better balance of non-engine to engine. For example, you could put out one of these Foxies here. You can put out the Court of Soul if you don't have it. If you have it, keep it. You could put out one Lady Debug. You could put out one Salamangreat Roar and just fill in more non-engine to better balance out this Salamangreat deck. And the other budget option that we have available to us is a Mekk-Knight build, basically together with the Alistair the Invoker engine, and we are playing the Jen and Ken package. By the way, I'm just there's Ken. Okay, so what I have here is basically the core that you kind of need, and then you can fill up the rest of the 9 spots here with hand traps, whatever you have. Obviously, you can just use the ones I showed in the video before because they are actually free. We have one Ken the Warrior Dragon and Ken the Diamond Tiger, which is where this Temple Tactics talents is very important because they actually make this live in your hands. So you definitely want to have the talents here. If you have more talents, then I would definitely go for more talents. Let's quickly check whether we can. We can. So if you have more talents, go for more talents because you can make them live with Gen and Ken. Then we are playing triple Alistair the Invoker together with the Invocation Fusion card that can get you to your Omni Negate, the invoked Mekaba. It's basically an Omni Negate if you have the card. So if you have like a spell, trap, or monster in your hand that you can send to the graveyard, you can basically negate and destroy the card. So it's kind of like an Omni Negate. It costs a bit, but yeah, it's an older card, so it's not that great anymore. We have Magical Meltdown. The Alistair the Invoker stuff is always nice because it's super cheap and it's kind of effective, a good start. And then we have Mekk-Knight Blue Sky 3 times. Obviously, Mekk-Knight the deck where you play with the columns a lot, which is kind of a funny old mechanic, and some people that have played in the past are still like being very careful where they place their cards because they have played in this Mekk-Knight era. This was once one of the best decks. Then we have one Mekk-Knight Green Horizon, one World Legacy World Arm, one Mekk-Knight Yellow Star, one Mekk-Knight Red Moon, and 3 Mekk-Knight Purple Nightfall. We are playing one reinforcement of the army here. This can grab out our warriors here. Then once again the Invocation. We are playing one World Legacy Succession, the Talents, the Magical Meltdown 3 times, one World Legacy Key, 2 World Legacy Memory, World Legacy Whispers, World Legacy Secret, and World Legacy Secret 2 times, because this World Legacy stuff goes together with the Mekk-Knights. We have one invoked Kaliga, one invoked Raijin, one invoked Purgatory, invoked Auguaidos, and 2 invoked Mekaba. These are super cheap, and we have like a different choice depending on the situation that we can use. Maybe we don't need our Mekaba and want to make something else, then we can do it obviously with these cards here. Then we have 2 Artemis, we have one Nightmare Cerberus, we have one Mekk-Knight of the Morningstar, 2 Mekk-Knights of the Morningstar actually, and then we are playing some really nice cards here. You might have them, you might not have them. If you don't have them, that's fine. Just put in something else. I think the only real mandatory card kind of is the Mekk-Knight Crusader Avramax, which is also like basically a boss monster that's very hard to out. You might have this because this was a very popular card in the past, as well as like a Nightmare Unicorn and an IP Masquerina. I mean, if you craft an IP Masquerina for this deck here, then it's totally fine because this is the card you will use oftentimes. It's just a strong card in the game, so you can definitely make an IP Masquerina. This is a stable card. Not as much as Nightmare Unicorn, but you could minus the Unicorn and maybe put in a Nightmare Phoenix or another Nightmare Cerberus. These are definitely options that you could go for, but you can take this pretty cheap deck here and yeah, put in your stuff and then take it to Theme Chronicle. But now let me know at the end of the video if you have any more questions and what deck you are currently playing. Are you successful in the event? Let me know in the comments. How do you think the event is? How do you like it? All of this I want to know. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, hitting a thumbs up and the notification bell. And guys, we will see each other in the next one.